I don't know Italian. Ooh. Look at Apple. How do you say that? I don't know Italian. Precognition. Brother, this is an essay. It's still pretty long though. I'm still scrolling. Let's do that tenfold, yeah? Brother, what? Okay, so we're gonna have like no sound for a hot second because the last time I logged into Reverse, I was doing dailies, and this patch has almost been out for a week now and I still haven't touched it. Ooh, the UI is pretty though. They really went all out for this patch. Hello, Frenzy Gamers. We are going to take a look at the official collaboration patch for Reverse 1999 and Assassin's Creed. Now, going into this, I will say I have not played any of the Assassin's Creed games, but what do I know about? I know a lot about Greek mythology. And that is entirely what we're going to be going off of to know anything that is going on at all today. Because Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I would assume, is inspired by the Odyssey. Or at the very least, it is Greek mythology related. All the stuff related to Cassandra references a lot of Greek mythology stuff, so we'll be solid there. But that's the second half of the patch. Now we need to test my knowledge of Italy, because that's what is the basis for Assassin's Creed 2. And I don't have much knowledge about that. So let's get into it. I do have to go through all of the like new stuff because I do not remember what we talked about in the catch-up video. Do not remember a single thing. So let's take a look at the event notices and system notices and things like that. I organized my scenes in OBS, so now I'm looking at them and I'm like, I do not know. Cannot tell you. I organized them and I don't know where anything is now. That's awesome. Okay, we're back. So obviously EZIO's banner is going on right now. 6-star character. We'll get to that when we get to that. First, we need to go through all the events and stuff and start times, end times, etc. So we have the content overview here. We're gonna do a really quick buzz through just honestly to also refresh my brain. We'll see in a second the free roaring blessings. This is battle pass. Technically, I'm pretty sure I don't think it's battle pass, but also it's not. We'll get to that in a second. But this is available for the entirety of the patch from the 7th. So it's been available to the 19th of September. At the current time, I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, of the time of even uploading this video, you can still log in for 30 days from this video and get your 30 rewards. I'm pretty sure. It might be a couple days shy, but we kind of got to get on that. There should be time though, because I'm recording this 6 days late on the 13th. So it's not that bad. I've been worse. This patch has been very daunting to me to like sit down and record for. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. Because I know nothing about Assassin's Creed, so I'm like going in blind. So we will get to this in a hot second. Before we keep going though, because I did forget, but also it hasn't been that long in the video. This video is not sponsored particularly, but I am a partnered creator with Reverse 1999, not Assassin's Creed, just Reverse 1999. And I will receive compensation for this video. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I did the thing. Okay, we have banner bonuses. Kind of explained this in the content video because I had to take a look at it, but this is also ongoing for the entirety of the patch for EZIO's banner, and then we'll take a look at this again, refresh it with Cassandra's banner in the second half. But for each banner, the first 100 summons get an extra 6-star collaboration character, and then every 60 summons after, you get another extra 6-star collaboration character, that being the character on the banner you pull for. I believe the pity does not overlap, so you can't use like your 100 free summons on EZIO's banner and then be like, okay, well I did 100 summons, now go off to get my free Cassandra. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. There's no overlap, and it will not refresh or like will not save the pity, essentially, if we do ever get another collaboration banner. You're starting fresh, baby. So be careful with this part particularly. Don't overpull, if you're like, honest, I don't want to like encourage people to like spend more than their means, right? But like if you're like a couple pulls away, it might be worth it to spend like $15 just to hit it. Cause like it's not gonna come back. It's not gonna come back. It refreshes at the end. Do I love that? No. But like it's not gonna come back. Just so be careful. Don't overpull. Because if you don't overpull, then you won't have to be underpulling. You know, like don't overpull. Anyways, we do get a free login 10 summons. This login anytime during the patch, you get a free Decatone box. However, it does say that Decatone box can be used on the Prophet Guided by Time. So it's a free 10 pull on the collab banner. And then there is another one starting on August 28th that you can grab for Cassandra's banner. Dusk in Florence is the collaboration character story event for, I believe they're technically character story events. This one's for EZIO, so it's in collaboration with Assassin's Creed 2, obviously. This is available oh, interesting. No, this is not the character story event. Dusk in Florence is a 10-day login event. Okay, so this ends on the 28th for the first half of the patch. And then the other one is When Dionysus Chants. This starts on the 28th and goes until the 19th. Log in 10 days, you get another 10 free unilogs. Also, then we'll see this in a second. Log in, free character, 5-star beast character, Alexios. He's available only, okay, so we won't see this. This is a second half of the patch exclusively, so this will be in that second half of the patch. I believe because I'm pretty sure that Alexios's name was written in Greek on the like original character thing in the trailer. So I'm pretty sure he's part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So he will be second half with Cassandra. Obviously, he's listed for event time on second half, but that's why. And it looks like we might be getting some build materials as well, because it says and his artifices. So we might be getting some stuff with that. We'll see. That's second half of the patch, right? Stage Beyond Sunlight is one of the, is it this collaboration? No, this is still, yes, no, maybe so. I think this, okay, hold on. Let me do some scrolling here because I'm like already forgetting. Okay, so this I think is the official event portion of the patch. So if you're new to Reverse, how it works is there'll be like a main flagship event most of the time. Sometimes that main flagship event is just a event centered around a new chapter of the game, but there will be a flagship event, the main meat of the patch. And then you also have smaller character stories, kind of like this, that run for the half of the patch that the character banner is available for. If the character's available for the whole patch, it'll be available for the whole patch. So I'm assuming that's what these are. I'm trying to like fit things because they're doing things a little bit differently for the collaboration. Reverse is doing things a little bit differently for the collaboration, so I'm trying to like fit it into the regular Reverse 1999 fare just to make it make sense in my brain and do the same hopefully for you guys, but also for me, because this is available for the entirety of the patch till the 19th. Activity 1 is data collection. This is from the whole entire patch. Activity 2 is the Firenze contracts. I don't know Italian. This runs until the 28th, so only for the first half of the patch. Activity 3 is collaboration rewards. This is the entirety of the, actually no, this started on day 3, which is also why I delayed the recording of this video, and then it kind of got out of hand because I was like, well, I have to wait till day 3 of the patch anyways, and then it ended up being 6 days. But we'll get an extra 3 unilogs from Stage Beyond Sunlight, and so those are available now, by the way. If you haven't grabbed those, they are available now. Activity 4, Messengers No Messing With Me, starts on August 21st and goes until September 4th. This is not confined to any one half of the patch. It'll be starting during the first half, the very tail end of the first half of the patch, and ending like midway through-ish of the second half. So it's not really tied to any specific thing, but we probably will not be looking at that at all today just because it's not available yet. Unilogs, we have the 3 unilogs specifically from the collaboration awards, but there also is the collectible, the artifices for Alexios, and then the portrait. These are all specific to the patch, and minus the unilogs, but like the collaboration stuff, all specific to this collaboration patch. You cannot obtain them any other way after this patch is over. I want to make that perfectly clear. They're not going to go into the shop or anything. It's over, which I think that's the best way to do it and to be very clear about doing it, because I've seen collab patches in other games. Eventually the game is going to lose IP rights to the collaboration. Eventually, Blue Epic is going to lose the IP rights for an Assassin's Creed collaboration, and that makes sense. You can still play as the character in the game. That stays. But they can't rerun the event. They can't rerun the rewards. It just stays that way. Like, prime example is a couple years ago, Honkai Impact 3 did a collaboration with Evangelion. They can't rerun that event or the characters because they don't have the rights to the IP. I'm pretty sure Tower of Fantasy devs have that now. So it just happens. So I think being very clear about that is actually probably the best way to do it, because I've seen that be not clear in other games. I've seen it with my own eyes. We do have that collaboration story. This one is going to be for EZIO. It'll be his story. There's different stages to it, starting at, oh no, there's not different stages on his. It's the different stages I think are Cassandra's. No, there is different stages. I lied. There's a lot going on here. The event itself runs to September 19th, so a couple days before the end of the patch, but the shop will be open for the entire of the patch. EZIO is the character that is available to pull for the entire patch as well. And there's also Into the Shadows, which is a separate game mode that will also end on the 15th, not the 19th. And then Database is entirety of the patch. This is actually background information on all the characters, so while we go through the event story, this will probably be a resource we go to frequently, because I am nosy and like to know everything I can about the lore of the games I'm playing. And I didn't have time to play the Assassin's Creed games before I got into this. I have made it clear though that if I like the respective games as well as Assassin's Creed Shadows, because I thought the devs for Assassin's Creed, I thought the Assassin's Creed devs had jokes on Twitter when they released Shadows, and I wanted to play that back then and I never got to it, so it's also being lumped in. If I like the respective stories like that the games are based on here, or that the stories are based, you know what I'm trying to say. I will actually be playing them and putting them on like my backlogged schedule, finish within a year, etc., that sort of thing, if I end up liking them here. I did mention that already in the catch-up video, but I do want to mention it again here. Brotherhood's checklist is available also till the 15th. This is going to be a, like, you do stuff, you check off a list, you get rewards for it type of event. It's pretty simple. It's like a to-do list event. Claudia's exchange then is, I believe, the shop. Yes, that's the shop, I think, for EZIO specifically. And then he also gets the 6-star side cube as the bell tolls. This is specific to the patch. You can't get it after this patch is over. Drama in Athens then is the one for Cassandra. So I'm just going to mention that that starts on the 28th of August. And we'll talk about it more then, because it's really not worth talking about here just because it's not available yet. And this is kind of a video for the first half of the patch specifically. Main's bulletin is back. This opened a couple days ago and goes until the 19th. I don't do endgame, so we're not going to talk about that. We have Euphoria enhancements for Marcus, Eternity, and Vila. So there is that. Reveries in the Rain has updates once again. There is the schedule for that. I pause if you would like to read it, because we have been taking a while here. Oh, we get stuff for the new Euphoria characters. Double analysis, this is double drops for new analysis, will be starting on September 1st and ending on September 11th. And then also Haunted Highway is getting a rerun. I do need to finish this, actually. I never finished Haunted Highway just because at the time it ran, I did not have characters built up well enough to clear the final boss. And I did say once it gets a rerun, once it becomes permanent content, I will be going back and doing that final section, possibly in its own video completely. And it just so happens it's getting that rerun now. So that opens on the 6th and ends on the 16th of September. The shop will be staying open until the very end of the patch. If you are new to Reverse 1999, I would try to get through as much of this event as you can. Because like I said, I did not have characters built up well enough to clear the final boss, so I don't think this is a super beginner-friendly event, but it was so fun. You need to be okay with a little bit of spooks. Like a little bit of spooks, I think that is very understandable from it being called the Haunted Highway. Like it's understandable. It's very fun. I really liked this event. I still think about her. I love Argus so much. If you're new to Reverse 1999, like this is your introduction to it because of the collab, give this event a try. It's really fun. But if you don't have time to get around to it, this will, I'm assuming, become permanent content within the game as of the next patch. I'm assuming they're going to continue that schedule, even though, like, I'm not sure because this is not patch 2.8. This is a separate collaboration patch, so I don't know. I'm unsure. Greetings from the suitcase. This, I think, oh, that's just like return event. Yeah. Message on the Roaring Wind. What is this? Oh, it starts on the 12th. Okay, we'll talk about that second half. Prophet Guided by Time is our summon event. We'll get to this one in a second, but EZIO's banner is available for the full patch, like I have said. Cassandra's will be second half. We'll get to that. On second half, Ripples on the Water is available for the entirety of this patch. This is like a rerun character event if you're new. And the characters available are Marcus, Eternity, Avila, Pickles, Jessica, and Melania. Of those 6 characters, I'm pretty sure I have Eternity. I'm not sure. She's not built if I do have her. So I have at least, I'm not gonna count Eternity here. So I have 2 of these characters built. I have not used Marcus a ton. I'm looking for like a team comp to put her in. If I do have Eternity, I've never used her. I will say that right now. Vila, I love and use her all the time. I have recently heard that Vila's not necessarily meta anymore, but I still love her and use her as my healer religiously. So meta be damned. I love Vila. I love my European mermaid girl. I know she's not technically a mermaid. It's called something else, but I can't remember the name right now. As for Pickles and Jessica, I'm pretty sure they're entirely out of the meta and have been for a while. Melania, I think, is making a comeback. Don't quote me on any of those, though, because I am not a meta player. I just like to pretend I am sometimes. Formless Shadow is Roar Jukebox garment. That is going to be the tarot card garment for Eternity. I've said this already. I don't love this tarot card garment compared to the other ones, but looking at the art, I do think it makes sense to run that one in this patch. it matches. Because we also, speaking of garments, we have these Soaring Over Mount Olympus garments. We'll get to those in a second. They are available for the entirety of the patch. And we are going to take a look at what's in the shop, so we will get to that. But these are going to be for Vila, Hisabeth, and Marcus, as well as there is an outfit for Apple. But that you have to get through the event. That will be from Drama in Athens, so it's not available yet. Memories of Florence is under Wilderness Pack. This is also available in the shop, and parts of it will be, they say here, oh, actually they don't. But the parts of this are available as well, I think, through EZIO's event. And you can't get these again. These are limited sale. You can't get these after this patch is ending, because it's for the collab. Okay. And then everything else here is shop stuff. So we have our little rerun banner here that goes until the 26th, and actually just recently opened. I know I was seeing people clown this rerun banner because nobody's pulling on this banner right now. Willow, I love you, Willow. I love you so much, Willow. But no one's pulling on this banner right now. And honestly, I don't think I would recommend pulling on this banner because Willow will get a rerun. EZIO will not. But the 5 stars on this banner, I've not used at all. I love Ulu. I do, but I've not used her. I just am impartial to the Allure Games story patches, so I'm partial to those characters. There is an event calendar for the collab, but we kind of just went over everything. We have the new garments, so there's Marcus, Hisabeth, and Vila. We will get to those when we actually get to the shop stuff, because we're going to go look at prices and everything. Eternity's jukebox garment. We have shop stuff. We have more shop stuff. This rerun banner has a day left when I'm recording this, probably less than a day. It's probably a couple hours, quite frankly. So we're not going to talk about this one because it's over by now, I think. Ripples in the Water is available the whole patch. We talked about that. And there's actually also a Discord leaderboard event for Main's Bulletin that also recently started. But I don't do endgame. So that is that. I accidentally closed the notices. I got one more to look at. There is a special trailer, and I do probably need to watch that, but it's fine. Okay, it's patch time. Finally, after 20 minutes. Let's get those login rewards, baby. This is my 4th time logging in this month. That's embarrassing. It is also Centurion's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Centurion. We love you. What happened today? Everyone watched as White Rum gave Eric the title of honorary captain. Wait, that's cute. Thrilled beyond words, she carried the bottle everywhere all day. That's cute. Stop it. Oh my God. Okay, so this is Roaring Blessing. There's 36 days left at the time of recording, so we claim today. I actually, like, this is technically Battle Pass, I think. I'm not really sure what Roaring Blessing is. I'm gonna be so real. I like to pretend I know what I'm talking about, but we claimed that for today. Yay, we have our Decatone box. So we will at the very least be doing 1 10 pull on EZIO's banner, but I've heard a lot of good things about his kit. So we will see what happens, but I did kind of go crazy pulling for both Hisabeth and Kipperina last patch. So there's a very good chance we don't get the collaboration characters, but I more so have my eyes set on the garments. Let me claim that real quick. This is going to be the mats and stuff for the Euphoria characters. And then this is our login interface. So we have 2 weeks left to get 9 more unilogs. So that is totally doable. We have our tarot card garment, the Empress. Okay, so I wasn't sure what tarot card her tarot card garment was inspired by, because I call them the tarot card garments, the Roar Jukebox tarot card garments, because they all are inspired and based off of real life tarot cards. And I could not tell what Eternity was for my life. I think I might have guessed she was the Priestess, but it is Empress. And okay. I do, now that I see the art here, though, I actually do really like it. I do gotta say. I was kind of meh on it, but seeing the full art, it's nice. Actually, it's really nice. I don't use my Eternity, though. So you can see here, this was the tarot card garment from the previous patch, the one for Voyager here, and I did grab that because I actually went out of my way to get Voyager because I loved hers. But I've been using Voyager a lot. We got maintenance drops. We need those. I have 1,860. That's actually not bad. I thought I had much less. All right, let's grab that jukebox. I did have Battle Pass last patch, but I do not this patch. So I don't plan on grabbing it this patch because in order to get the jukebox garment, you have to reach level 10 on the collector's edition of the Battle Pass, and I don't plan on doing that. But we did not get free real estate levels this patch. The last couple of patches, it's given us level 10 for free. We didn't get that this patch. Interesting. I think it's because we've had some speedier patches, like the patch length has been shorter the last couple of patches in our global version of the game. Specifically, I think so we would be caught up to a certain degree with the Chinese servers, because this is actually the first time, and it's not permanent, but this is actually the first time that the global servers and the Chinese servers have the same patch at the same time. So I'm pretty sure we were just being sped up a little bit to be at like a certain space because we needed to have Hisabeth released for this patch. So Hisabeth came out in 2.7, which we just had. So like technically this would be like 2.7.5 or something. Like it's like in the middle because this isn't 2.8, but we had to have Hisabeth because she has a garment this patch. What is this then? Ooh, look at Apple. Don't forget to check on the supplies from Laplace. These may include things that expire, like Picrosma candy. Okay, so we have our claimable 3 unilogs. Look at Apple. All right. We're gonna leave that for now, and we'll get back to that. Let's take a look at the bank. So this is our new shop stuff, and let me move my box back. My game is like moving on its own. Okay, so Teller Machine has new stuff. It is weekly tribute. Let me grab that real quick. How do you say that? Medici? Medici? I think it's Medici. I don't know. It's alien. This also is new stuff. It is specific collab stuff. So there's 36 days left on that. Miracle Mart. What's new in... What do you want from me here? I'm not buying this. It's 15 bucks. I'm not buying it. Miracle Mart. We have a... Hold on. Let me move the box again. Okay. So we have the Travel Scrapbook skin, Sunset in Florence. This is only available for this patch, but you do have to spend your clear drops or glowing strands for it. So... be careful, but it is only available for this patch. Also, we have, oh, how do I get floating strands? Because this balloon party garment, I'm obsessed with. Oh, I'm obsessed with that. Folk Song of the Silver Butterfly. I've never seen this garment before, but it's so pretty. Oh my God. How do we go to the glow house? How do we get that? Okay, we just have to buy this directly. So how much is it? Oh, take me back to, no, not the warehouse. Take me back to the bank. $13.60. Take me back to the glow house. $13.60. How much would that be? You would need to, it'll be 15 bucks. I'll think about that one. I'm gonna think about that because this is available basically for like, I think the entirety of the patch, but I really like this garment. I do. And I use my balloon party. Through the Shadows portrait, this is also collab exclusive, will only be available during the patch. You can use either clear drops or glowing strands. And the bronze long fu, this is a wilderness building and you can only use glowing strands. You can only use glowing strands, and that one it is $3.60. That's all that's in New Wonders. Rewards Revisited are rerun things. We can get free tickets. I'll take those, thank you. A day in the mountains. So this is also you can use glowing strands or tickets. Evanescing Mist, a portrait, glowing strands or tickets. Dawn's Andante, this is the same deal. Peach Garden, Wilderness Building, and then we have our insight crates. So rewards revisited. All right, so that's shop stuff. Then we go to the banners. So here we do have the EZIO banner. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a kit review first before we really get into that. Yearning of the Water is not available at the time of this video going up. It has a day and 3 hours, so you might have like a couple hours left to do this one, but I would not count on it. And as much as I been loving running Barcarola recently, if you haven't pulled on this banner yet, I wouldn't recommend it just because I've heard good things. Maybe if you get EZIO early, maybe go for a Flutter page, but because Flutter page as a support works kind of with everyone. So box-wise, we'll stay down here for a little bit longer. So we have Ripples in the Water. I'm not gonna select anyone right now, but we also have the Willow Rune banner, like we said, and then that's standard. So our collab banner. Pity does not roll over. 36 days left. Let's take a look at our character here. So click in there. EZIO Auditore, assassination DPS, but also riposte. So I believe he has a shield of some sort. I saw just some insane things about his, yeah, he has an insane kit. Precognition brother. Okay, we gotta go through everything. We're gonna start from the top and go backwards. So we're starting with his ult. Branding of Faith. God, this is an essay! That is literally an essay. I'm pretty sure I've literally when I was in school, probably had to submit assignments less words than that. I know I have. Okay, so with Branding of Faith, we select one enemy target. I'm curious how that'll work in autoclear, and cast Arrow of Faith or Edge of Faith. I had my arrow there and couldn't read it. Edge of Faith 3 times, then cast Death Be Not Unkind. Target selection is not subject to enemies' relevant effects. Okay, so it like, this is gonna be such a long video. It's already been half an hour that we spent going through all the patch stuff. This is going to be long. And I'm not splitting it up because I've tried that before and I don't like splitting it up. I did it with the collab patch for Star Rail and I didn't like it. So we're just gonna keep going. Arrow of Faith, that is a single target attack that deals 100% reality damage. If the target's HP is below 50%, deal an additional 50% reality damage. Okay, I do actually prefer that buff over like portrait buffs, quite frankly, which the pay to play section is going to be a doozy. I can already tell. This attack counts as an assassination, ignores dodge, and cannot trigger damage sharing or other allies' additional damage. So then what is assassination? That is technically a stacking mechanic, I think. For every 100 points of critical technique the attacker has more than the target, okay, so you have over the opponent, the attack gains an additional final damage dealt plus 5%. So if you have 200 points more, it would be 10, etc., and so on. So that's Arrow of Faith. Edge of Faith, then, and this happens 3 times, by the way, so this itself stacks, whether it's Arrow or Edge. Edge of Faith is also a single target attack that deals 100% reality damage, so the same as Arrow of Faith. If the target's HP is equal to or above 50%, deal an additional 50% reality damage. It's the same. So regardless of if they're above or below, you're still dealing an additional 50% reality damage because Edge of Faith is above 50. Arrow of Faith then is below 50. So if it's 49%, your target's HP is 49% HP, you're getting Arrow of Faith. If it's 51%, that's Edge of Faith. If it's 50%, it's Edge of Faith. So you're basically getting an additional 50% reality damage regardless with this ult. So don't pay attention. This is all passively happening. You don't need to pay attention to this specifically, whether it's Arrow or Edge. However, with Edge of Faith, this attack also counts as an assassination, ignores dodge. So it seems like the buff itself is different, which I don't know why they needed to make it super specific, like be like the 50% above below, just adding in these extra words because it does it regardless. It would be so much more concise if you were just like, it can't trigger, because I'm pretty sure this is second effect here. That's the part that's different, but it will count as an assassination again, ignores dodge, and cannot trigger damage sharing or other allies' additional damage. So with Arrow of Faith, no, it's exactly the same. These are exactly the same. Arrow and Edge of Faith are exactly the same. I'm assuming they probably just have different animations because that's the thing with EZIO, is that he has like a bunch of different weapon types you could use and there's like different animations for all of it, I'm pretty sure. So we might have to go through the survey twice just to kind of see all that, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get all the animations. Literally going to be collecting these animations like Infinity Stones. Is that what they're called? I never watched Endgame. Okay, if you also then casts Death Be Not Unkind, a single target attack that deals 700% reality damage. Also counts as an assassination, ignores dodge, and cannot trigger damage sharing your other allies' additional damage. So you get the 100 plus the extra 50 plus Death Be Not Unkind 700%. That's a lot of damage. And I think that's everything. Yes, okay, so, what's assassination? What's assassination? Did we say that? Yes, that's the +5. Okay. So there's a lot of different things going on. The only thing I can think with Branding of Faith is that specifically, it is just different animations, and they rewrote everything a bunch of times of what it does because the animations are different. We'll see though. Moving on then, his attack incantation. Work in the Dark. At incantation level 1, this is also a single target attack that deals 400% reality damage, counts as an assassination, so you get that +5, etc., so on and so forth. And that is at level 1, so no stacking. At incantation level 2, so you combine the cards. We'll do the survey in a second if you're new. It goes up to 600% reality damage, so pretty good increase. And then 3, 1000% reality damage. So obviously you want to stack this. EZIO is supposed to be a main DPS. You want to stack it because that's all this does. It's an attack card. It's not like attack and buff. Like last patch we had some I think it was Hisabeth, or it might have been Kipperina, where she had like attack cards that also buffed characters. So you really just wanted the buffs, but the buff didn't go up with the incantation level, so you just could run it, something like that, That's not the case here. It just does damage. I tend not to love single target attacks in reverse just because you only have so much you can do, especially if you're running a 3-stack team. So like I tend not to love single targets really in any turn-based game, but I'm not gonna knock it until we try EZIO's kit because I've heard really good things. His counter incantation, then this is where the riposte is gonna come in, I would assume. It's called Serve the Light. At level 1, this is a self counter. EZIO inflicts Eyes Caught on the enemy with most queued attack incantations for 1 round and enters the fighting experience for 1 round. So Eyes Caught is a negative status effect where EZIO draws the enemy's attention to him. The best way I can describe this is if you've ever played Honkai Star Rail. This is going to sound like an aside, but it's going to make sense. Clara, the standard 5-star unit, her whole thing is that she attracts damage to her, and that's kind of what happens. So I'm assuming it works like that. When the team then takes certain attacks, EZIO becomes the priority of the attacks. So you probably want to run this guy with a healer, right? Fighting experience then is the counter, actually. So after an ally is attacked, EZIO ripostes with counter kill. This can be stacked to prolong the duration, and it is undispellable. So counter kill then is the riposte to deal 500% reality damage. So it's kind of like a follow-up, but also not. This attack gains critical damage plus 50%, and when other allies are being attacked, riposte to deal 500% reality damage, this attack counts as an assassination, so you also get the assassination critical technique buff. So now, these are the numbers we have for Incantation level 1. If we go up to Incantation 2, those 1 rounds go up to 2 rounds. At Incantation 3 then, it goes up to 3 rounds. So you are getting the bang for your buck if you stack these incantations. So I think if you're running a team with EZIO, your main priority is going to be stacking his cards specifically. Like Incantation level 1 to Incantation level 3 is a big jump. Same with Serve the Light. The Incantation 1 to 3 is again a big jump. I think I would prioritize his attack stacking just because the difference between 400 and 1000 is pretty big. But 1 round in 3 rounds, maybe in practice it is a pretty big difference, but looking at it, I would honestly think that you're probably going to be prioritizing his attack incantation over his counter incantation, but they're both going to have their use, obviously. So his inheritance then, this is going to be the passive buffs you're getting as you level him up. But we're starting with precognition. With this, we replace Moxie with synchronization. I'm assuming this is just you have this from the beginning. At the start of the round, if synchronization reaches 100%, cast ultimate immediately, and you cannot cast ultimate in any other ways. Interesting. Okay, so how do you increase synchronization then? Because Moxie is what we stack for ult, I think. Confused. When a basic incantation triggers assassination, that is the crit technique thing, synchronization plus 5%, and when casting counter kill to riposte an enemy, that is going to be cast with the counter incantation Serve the Light, I believe. Is that counter kill there? Yes, that's the fighting experience there. Yeah. Riposte with eyes caught. This is the negative status for him. You also get another 5% when you cast that. Also, after defeating an enemy, synchronization goes up by 10%. So that is just happening, just there. Insight level 1 then, when being attacked in the fighting experience status that is related to his counter, you gain damage taken minus 15%. So what that actually means is that you're taking 15% less damage. If the attacker is in the eyes caught status, so that is where their attacks are being drawn to EZIO, you gain an additional damage taken minus 30%. So with that one, then you're taking 30% less damage. I think that just is in relation to EZIO. I don't think that's a team buff. I think it's just him. So Insight 1, obviously, this is like a very easy thing to attain, is actually really good. Because if he's drawing in those attacks, you're gonna want as much as you can get with him. Insight 2 then is a crit damage buff by 15% when entering battle, so that's pretty good. I think that might apply. I'm not sure if that applies to the whole team or just him, because I know his kit already has been pretty solitary. You know, like it hasn't really been like this. There's been a lot of this does not apply to other characters on the team sort of things. Insight 3 then is after being attacked, if your own HP is below 30%, you dispel all enemies' eyes caught. So that's the damage magnet essentially, and enter the Shadow Stalk status for 1 round up to 1 time per round. Shadow Stalk, I can't say that, is a positive status effect then that is an extra 30% crit damage and damage taken reduction plus 40%. So here they say damage taken minus 15%. Here it is, you're taking 40% less damage. They're just explaining it with different words, but it's the same thing. Also with Insight 3, when any ally triggers assassination, because that is the one thing that works with your other team members, you gain 1 stack of Apprentice Assassin. This is a special buff. After getting to 8 stacks, you gain the Master Assassin title. If there are other assassination characters on the team, I don't think we have any other assassination characters on the team as of current, but I'm not sure. I think that's a new thing they just added. But if there are other assassination characters on the team, you grant Master Assassin to other allies as well. 70% of effect for assassination characters and 50% for others. Okay. Do we have other assassination characters? I don't know. I don't think so. Master Assassin, though, when performing an assassination for every 100 points of critical technique, the attacker has more than the target. The attack gains an additional final damage dealt plus 6%. I don't know if this is on top of the 5% from the other one or not but it's not a huge buff, but it's something. Okay, yeah, there's a lot happening. The thing with inheritance though, it is pretty passive, so this is just happening in the background when you are playing the game. So if this seems like a lot, if like you're a new player for the collab, if this seems like a lot, it actually is. Like usually inheritance isn't this long. Like I don't even think Anjo Nala's inheritance was this insane, but it's passive. You don't really have to worry about this. So like, don't be shocked or anything. It's passive. You're fine. We're all fine here. I looked at the stars by EZIO's name and I swore that was 7 for a second. We need to go to the pay to play section. All right, this isn't that long. It's still pretty long though. I'm still scrolling. All right, so this is the pay to play section. Everything we just went over is technically P0, 1 copy of EZIO, totally obtainable during the patch. If you are not crazy like me and did a bunch of polls in the last patch, if you saved a little bit or you're willing to spend, especially, that's pretty obtainable. From here, you're going to need more money, essentially. From here, you're gonna have to start spending money for the characters. And usually with this part of the video, I do recommend being a little bit frugal, saving your money, waiting for a rerun, because reverse does tend to be pretty nice about putting characters on the standard banner, giving them reruns, etc. Unless it comes to a limited character. These are, I call them limited characters because there are certain characters that will have a banner running for the full patch, so pretty kind of like EZIO. Not like EZIO, because we'll get to EZIO in a second. EZIO is a special breed, but you don't know when this character is going to get rerun. It takes months, like not even months. It takes like a year, because I believe the first like limited character was Nyangzi, and she just got a rerun like a couple months ago, I think. And she came out, I'm pretty sure, sometime in 2024, like early 2024. So we only got a rerun for her like in 2025. And the other limited characters we've gotten since then, no rerun in sight. So those ones is a little bit trickier, and I don't, because usually I'll recommend getting characters on a rerun banner, because by the time they get that rerun, they might not be part of the meta anymore. You might not be using them, that sort of thing. Reverse is pretty nice when it comes to meta, especially compared to other gacha games. But when it comes to a limited character, it's harder to say. When it comes to a limited collaboration character, this character's never getting a rerun. Like, let's be so for real. EZIO, Cassandra, Alexios even, never getting reruns. We're never seeing them again after this patch. So I can't be like, oh yeah, we can't, I don't know. How do we talk about this? I don't know. But do spend responsibly. I don't know what I'm doing yet because I haven't gotten to the trial, but do spend responsibly. Don't go crazy. It's rough out there right now, but I can't do my usual, like, save your money, wait for a rerun, because these characters are not getting reruns. Anyways, moving on to the pay-to-play section. Like I said, spend responsibly. Level 1, Portrait Level 1. This is going to be 2 copies of EZIO. Is a buff for the 3 tenants. This is his passive, like I said, the insight leveling stuff, the inheritance levels. So when triggering an assassination in the Master Assassin status, specifically, for every 100 points of critical technique the attacker has more than the target, gain final damage dealt plus 10%, so you get an extra 4% there. When casting Branding of Faith, Arrow of Faith, and Edge of Faith. What's Branding of Faith? Oh, that's just the name of the ult in total. This can be cast up to 4 times. So usually it's 3, you get an extra time for his ultimate. Not crazy, but it is pretty decent buff. Is it game breaking? No. Portrait Level 2 then is going to be 3 copies of EZIO. This is enhancement for weapon effects. We didn't not even get to that yet. This is enhanced Venetian Falchion, enhanced Condottiero Warhammer, and enhanced Captain Sword. So the Venetian Falchion is inflicting 2 stacks of Assassin Mark on the target. This is a special buff when other allies cast an incantation actively. EZIO consumes 1 stack of Assassin's Mark. That's what this is, the stacking mechanic. On the main target to cast rank 1 Work in the Dark. No idea what that is, by the way. This attack counts as a follow-up attack and cannot inflict Assassin Mark on the target. Stacks 5 times. What was it called? Work in the Dark. Work in the Dark. Is that his? Work in the Dark is his attack, so it auto-casts one of those. Okay, all right. The Warhammer then, after other allies cast ultimate, so this is a follow-up to your ally's ultimate, EZIO gains 2 stacks of Eagle's Guidance. When casting its ultimate then, every time Arrow of Faith, Edge of Faith, or Death Be Not Unkind, so it's going to cast one of those with Death Be Not Unkind, essentially, is cast, this attack gains final damage dealt plus 2.5%. Usually, it doesn't have like a final damage dealt percentage, so it actually just doubles your final damage dealt. Okay. No, it doesn't. Not times, it's plus. I can't read. So again, that's not huge, but it is there. It's not huge. It's not a huge percentage, but when you have 700% reality damage, it's gonna build up pretty quick. This Eagle's Guidance, though, is the stacking for the Warhammer. So when casting ults, consume 2 stacks to cast Arrow or Edge of Faith 1 time. This can stack up to 6 times. And then the Captain's Sword. God, this is a lot. When attacking with basic incantations or ultimates. So I think it's like a level 1 incantation. Sure, fine. Deal an additional rank 1 Work in the Dark or Death Be Not Unkind. It's reality damage times 80. Okay, so it's either Work in the Dark, reality damage times, it's the same, okay? But that amount of Genesis damage. For every 1 instance of poison, see, this is why people were making jokes about Willow being rerun right now, because how you gonna rerun Willow, the poison damage, the poison character, the same time as having EZIO, who's everything I've heard, his poison damage numbers are pretty good, and you know, they might rival Willow's. So Blue Outback's got jokes now, all right? I mean, they had to have jokes. They had to be do some little funnies here and there because they're working with Assassin's Creed. They also got jokes. For every 1 instance of poison on the target, you deal an additional rank 1 work in the dark or death be not unkind, that amount reality damage times 1.5% of that Genesis damage. When there are 10 or more instances of poison on the target, so actually you could probably run a really good like double DPS team with like EZIO and Willow applying poison. That will then increase the Genesis damage ratio to 2.5% from the 1.5%. So I actually could see how running EZIO and Willow together could actually be a viable team comp if you are focusing on those weapon effects. We have not even gotten to those yet. See, here's some jokes too. Portrait level 3, 4 copies of EZIO is a buff for the 3 tenants. So again, inheritance levels. When triggering an assassination in the Master Assassin status, so this is a repeat of Portrait level 1, just so we're all on the same page here, but the numbers I think are probably bigger. But for every 100 points of critical technique the attacker has more than the target, gain final damage dealt plus 11%. So I'm assuming this is stacking on top of the 10, so now you have an extra 11 on that. When casting rank 1, 2, or 3 work in the dark, that is going to be the attack incantation. You deal 460, 675, or 1,125% reality damage respectively. So with incantation level 3, you're getting an extra 125% reality damage, and then the other ones are there. When casting Branding of Faith, that is the ultimate, yes. Arrow of Faith or Edge of Faith deal 140% reality damage instead of the original 100. So you get an extra 40% there. I do think level 3 is actually pretty good. I did think originally it was going to be a repeat of 1. Nope, it's pretty different. The second half is pretty different, I will say that. But it does stack on top of 1, so it is there. Interesting though that level 2 is the means to an end. So basically, it's kind of the off ones here. So 2 and 4 are usually like, you don't need these, but you're going to 3, you're going to 5, and so you're going to pull them regardless. But also 5 is enhanced weapon combination, so 4 is not a means to an end. Interesting how they set this up. They've been playing with this a little bit in previous patches, like which one's level where. And I actually think putting a means to an end as 5 is actually kind of based. Like, that's kind of based, Blue Up Bug. You're kind of a legend for that. Okay, so Portrait level 4 or 5 copies of EZIO is another buff for the 3 tenants, his passive. When triggering assassination in the Master Assassin status, for every 100 points of critical technique the attacker has more than the target, gain final damage dealt plus 12%. So I'm assuming that also buffs on top of the other ones. Serve the Light, then, I think that's new. Oh no, that's his counter. That's what his counter is called. Okay. When being attacked in the counter kill status, riposte to deal 600% reality damage as opposed to 500. When other allies are being attacked, riposte to deal 600% reality damage, again, opposed to 500. And when casting Branding of Faith's Death Be Not Unkind, deals 900% reality damage opposed to 700. So you get an extra 200% there. I think 4 is pretty good. I think his 3 and 4 are probably his best ones, and those are probably the ones people are going to be going for. I have seen people go all the way to Portrait 5. So let's see what Portrait 5 has. This is going to be 6 copies of EZIO. This is money. Like, this is money, all right? For the Falchion? Oh God, I don't even know if I want to read this. Oh, enhanced weapon combination effects. That's what that is. Okay, so that with the channeled Cinquendia? I have no idea what that is. Own extra action. So EZIO's extra actions gain damage bonus plus 100%. So it's like casting 2 of them. Yes, kind of, maybe. Excess crit rate is converted to crit damage at a ratio of 150%, so at like a time and a half. Then with the Butcher Knife, so these are other weapons EZIO just has. EZIO's extra actions gain a damage bonus of 100%, again, plus 100%. The upper limit of Work in the Dark triggered by enemy's death is increased to 4. Originally, the upper limit for that is, I gotta go find this. Originally, the upper limit, it actually does not say. Interesting. I don't know what the original for that is. And then comboed with the Sultan's Knife, EZIO's extra actions gain a damage bonus of plus 100%, but fighting experience and Eyes Caught lasts 2 rounds. So I think it's instead of 1. Eyes Caught lasting 2 rounds kind of sucks, but fighting experience being 2 rounds, that's a lot better actually. All right, the Warhammer buffs then when with the can't read that. Anyways, ultimate might will go up by 40%. At the start of the round, you also gain 20% synchronization. With the butcher knife, you get that 40%, and after you cast your ultimate, you gain synchronization plus 20%. And with the Sultan's knife, you get that ultimate might, and after an allied action, if any enemy dies, you gain synchronization plus 20%. Okay. With the combination effects for the Captain's Sword, with the thing I can't pronounce, you get plus 20% Genesis damage and inflict 2 additional instances of poison. With the Butcher Knife, you get that Genesis damage and you inflict 3 additional instances of poison. So you probably can see Butcher Knife or the Sultan's Knife is probably the ones you want to go for. Because Sultan's Knife, you get that Genesis damage 20%. And after an enemy dies, that enemy's allies can inherit up to 20 instances of poison from that enemy. Yeah, that Sultan's Knife goes insane, doesn't it? All right, the Captain's Sword, is that the poison? Yes. Okay, so we've gone through everything. I do think his level 5 is probably worth it, actually. Because usually I would look at this and be like, oh, that's nothing. That's a nothing burger. No, you kind of need that, don't you? Yeah, you kind of need it. All right. Well, I ate my words. Let's see how he works in the survey, because that's good. This is gonna be a doozy. You're lucky you're pretty, Ezio. You're so lucky you're pretty. I also went too far, maybe? No, I think we're okay. To the event page. Did I accidentally throw myself into something? No, this is the cutscene. I can skip that. Confirm. We watched the cutscene already. It's fine. I have seen some people be curious about the UI for this collab. And it's actually based on the UI for the Assassin's Creed games, I believe. So there is that. Eagle Vision Edition. All right, so I don't want to throw myself into anything, but I want to do this. Guys, I want to do the survey, but I can't find it. Where's our, like, checklist event? Because I might be able to get to it from there. Oh, my throat hurts so much. I've been recording for 59 minutes. 1476 we go. I'm scared if I hit main event part 1, it'll throw me into something. Oh, it didn't. Thank God. This is the UI I was talking about. I'm pretty sure this is inspired by EZIO specifically. Hey, how do we... Is there a survey? No. Huh. That's Brotherhood's... This isn't into the Hold on. Open up the thing. I keep saying survey if you're new here, right? The survey is like the trial stage for the character, and it's usually on their character story, but I can't find his goddamn character story. Is it here? Can I find it here? Hi, Apple. Fearon's contracts, is that it? No. What are we doing? Not me opening the notice again. Hold on. Bring up that content overview. Because I'm fine not doing the trial survey, but like, it's kind of tradition at this point, isn't it? And I have a lot of questions about how his kit actually works in practice. Do I just have to pull for him then? I also realized when we went through the shop stuff, I didn't look at the outfits. So we'll do that at the end. Collaboration story is that. But what about EZIO specifically? Drama in Athens is the other one. And that one's very clearly for Cassandra. A moment of peace. I need that right now, actually. So Fearon's contracts we can actually probably do because we just have to, it's like a daily assignment thing, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Primavera de Friends is for you. Complete challenges and event tasks to obtain florins, because usually you get clear drops and florin. And it even says clear drops and florin. Hold on, let's go back to 1476 again. I think the year thing is a nice touch. All right. So we go main event part 1. I guess we don't technically have character stories then. Yeah, okay, that makes some sense, actually, that we don't technically have character stories. Okay, I can understand that, but that means we don't have a survey to do. So we're just gonna have to be like flying by the seat of our pants for EZIO, how he works. So I guess that means let's at the very least go use that Decatone box, which actually helps because I thought we were gonna be here for at least another 20 minutes doing that survey. Oh, you can get, there's like special boxes. Wait, those are cute! The summon recommend, the with the shadows boxes, they have little hoods! I can't wait, that's adorable, stop. Listen, I'm really easy to please with like cute things, so let's do that 10 pull, yeah? All right, it's gold, which scares me. Is it the right? Brother, what? There's 2 6 stars in here! All right, bombs away. We're looking for star. Okay, it's mineral. Okay, it's off. It's off banner. Semmelweis. Okay. I have not used my Semmelweis in so long, but I used to love her so much. So that was, wait, if that's a 50-50 loss. Oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Wait, that's the one, right? Because one of them has to be him. I don't know what you said, but it's, oh, oh, that was really cool, actually. I've made so many jokes before about like other players getting like really lucky on a 10 pull. I don't think that's ever happened like in any gacha game ever. I've never gotten the win-lose in one 10 pull. If I was gonna get the win-lose on any banner, this might be the one to get it on. I'm just saying. Open all, let me do it. I will get a flex screen. That's insane. That's insanity right there. First 10 pull of the day. That was the free 10 pull from the Decatone boxes. Well, reverse 1999. I have seen what you have done for others, and finally you have done it for me. I feel blessed on this random Wednesday. Gotta take a flex shot. I'm not gonna post my flex screenshot right now. I just wanted to grab it so that I have it to post on Twitter after. This is insane behavior. All right, we move. That is an insane 10 pull. I can't wait to post that. That's wild. I don't gotta pull anymore. I don't gotta do it. If I do 90 more summons on this one, I will get EZIO. But also, I don't gotta do it. I guess we're done now. Look, easy, easy. What does the summon screen want for me? Is it because oh, okay, we're done. I kind of want to build him like real quick. See how, let's see how much I can build him up. Also just throw this portrait on Semmelweis. I kind of want to see how much I can build him up in one sitting right here. Hi, Vila. I want to see how much I can build him up right now. Ooh. Wait, we can pick his weapons. Oh my God. Okay. So EZIO gains battle bonus when equipping both primary and secondary weapons. So this is the enhancement thing, the combo mumbo jumbo. Different primary and secondary weapon combinations create unique combo effects. So that's what we were reading before. So that's the sword, hammer. I like the captain's sword a lot, I ain't gonna lie. And then his secondary weapon unlocks it Insight 2. And it does show clearly the combo effects right here as well, which is nice. Okay. It is kind of hard to find all that information if you don't have him. So there is that. All right, I'm out, fresh out. And I build off camera in this game. So I will continue my build for him off camera and we'll reconvene at the half patch, and he's still gonna be available at the half patch. So that is totally fine. But this went a little bit insane. Yeah, so I gotta get on that build. That was wild, by the way. All right, let's take a look at the bank now, because I did accidentally skip over the garment shop. And this is a big one for me. All three of them, all three are advanced garments, so they will have fun animations and things like that. Because they're collab garments, I don't hate that. But they're all $10 essentially. I did see people making jokes about best $30 ever spent, and you know what? I think we're about to do best $30 ever spent. I do have to say $10 for each, so 30 total is not bad at all, because these are limited. They're all advanced, so they have those effects. I'm pretty sure I spent $30 to get 2 garments last patch, the one for Argus and the one for Barcarola. So I could be talking out of my butt right now because it's $30 if you have the bonuses, and I don't have the bonuses. Listen, I went out of my way to get like the battle pass garment for Tenant, the fencer outfit from the last Allure Games patch we had, and I've been a garment truther ever since. So to Echoes of Rain we go. I have 110, so we do have that to work with for now, but I do need, like, I could just spend $10 for each one, $9.99 for each one. I did hit my microphone a little bit because I have to bring out the calculator, but I'm gonna tell myself I was going to order takeout tonight because I was mad post work, and then I was sad after I was mad because the mad wore off, and then I was just like, oh, we're doing better now, and I didn't order food. So 1080, I need 3,000. 1080 times 3 is a grand total of 3,240 crystal drops, meaning, oh wait, I was like, I have to spend $50. No, I can't spend the 30 because I have the double bonus on that one. So what's 1980 put times 2? Hold on, we're doing not quick maths. This $30 one will get me 3,960, so I can best $30 I've ever spent this, and we're gonna do that right now. I hope you enjoy my money, Blue Up Buck, because it's not the first time. It opens in another window, so you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I know what I'm doing. Boom! 3,960 crystal drops. I have 4,070 now, so I actually have a little bit extra, which is probably good. I wasn't taxed on that, by the way. Hoyoverse taxes. I'm just saying, Hoyoverse taxes when for their outfit purchases. Blue Epoch does not. I've said this before. I think garments are more worth it in reverse just because they're cheaper. And now I'm really thinking it's more worth it. So not to like pit gacha games against each other, but like, I'm just saying. All right, should we go in order? I have all the characters. So Serpentine Primavera from Miss Elizabeth, inspired by obviously the Medusa myth. She originally has the snakes in her hair, so it makes sense. The Medusa mythology is actually brought up in her character story that we had last patch. So that doesn't surprise me. Actually, I think she deserves this. Let's 1080. Bye. There we go. We're gonna get the animation again. Cute. Oh, beautiful. I love it so much. I do. Elizabeth, you're beautiful. Cute. The free snacks. I love it. I love her siblings, her little snake siblings. Get dressed. So she has that garment now. And then I have the Daughter of the Wine Dark Sea for Miss Vila. I think Originally, I thought I'm pretty sure she specifically is a siren, but then, or like at least with this garment, she's supposed to be like a siren, kind of like, is that the Iliad or the Odyssey that they do the ship thing when the guy gets tied to a wooden pole? Welcome to explaining mythology badly. It's back. But I'm pretty sure this is, I think it's a Selkie. Her horse is supposed to be like a Selkie, not the dress. It's like a water horse thing. Anyways, Daughter of the Wine Dark Sea. We will be purchasing this one as well. Bye. For Miss Vila. I love Vila, so I expected to get this one. Beautiful. All right, tap in. I'm pretty sure their lines aren't changed. Like they don't have a special line here. The swimming pool. She's so cute. Get dressed. I wanted a garment for Vila so bad. Like literally just a couple weeks ago, I was like, I need a garment for Vila because all my teams I'm running, like Vila has her insight garment, is obviously, which is beautiful, but I'm like, she needs something because I'm running a team right now that has, everyone else has a garment. This is the one that I probably shouldn't buy because I have not used Marcus ever, but of the garments, it's actually my favorite, and I do have Marcus. So to the gates of the underworld. This one is obviously inspired by like Hades and myths like that. Obviously, it's gates of the underworld. If we look at the illustration, Cerberus is right here. That's Hades' three-headed dog. It's right there. The lyre as well is a big thing. So obviously this is actually my favorite garment. I know when it was first released, people had a lot of like beef about it, but I think it's fine. And I will be purchasing it. Now I have to come up with a team comp for Marcus. They're all plant characters as well. Beautiful. There she is. She's so cute. She's adorable. I love it. I actually have never heard her full like obtain line just because I pulled her off camera, I'm pretty sure. So I never got to actually hear her line, like spoken. I could have gone into her character page and done it. I have 830 clear drops left over, so we will save those for another patch. I do sit on my crystal drops. I do sit on them for other garments, especially because I've been on a garment kick lately. So yeah. Cute. Oh my god, I can't wait to use these later. I literally can't wait to use these. I have to come up with a team because my Marcus, see, I've been getting all my characters to Insight 2 lately. And she's there. She's built. I just need to put her in a team. I'm so happy about this patch though. I thought that this would be difficult because I'm like, oh, EZIO's kit's gonna be insane and I can't pull for him. But literally, I did not spend a single clear drop in this. I spent more crystal drops than I spent clear drops. So let's go end on that event page, question mark? What do we usually end on? I usually end on the character, yeah? I can bring him up on my own page. I should probably pin EZIO real quick. Hold on. He's all the way down here. Pin this guy. There he is. There's our guy. So there's this Insight 2 outfit, which we're gonna end here because I haven't unlocked his Insight 2 outfit yet because I ran out of mats and I'm gonna go build him off camera now. Yay! So yeah, no survey with this one, but we'll reconvene at the half patch and I'll show off my build a little bit. Maybe my builds aren't good yet because I need to work on them, but I will give an update of how I feel about EZIO's kit specifically in practice at the half patch. So a couple weeks. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I gotta go do a flex tweet now. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more and hit the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. In the comments down below, let me know how your EZIO polls went. Did we skip? Did you poll? I'm kind of thinking about doing some Willow polls off camera. I'm not even gonna lie, because I got lucky. I should save, because my luck is not gonna be that good for Cassandra. I'll tell you that right now. But in the comments, let me know how your polls. I hope everyone gets a double 5-star. I hope everyone gets their double 5 stars. Okay, I'm imbuing my luck onto you, the viewer, until the half patch. I want it back at the half patch. Thank you. But as always, I hope everyone had or is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.